Hello Rajiv ji, Kamal here from merasangi.com and a warm welcome to you today once again on our show Chat and Chai.
Hi Kamalji, Pranam. How are you?
Very well, thank you Rajiv ji, Pranam. We have a lot of queries sent in here by our listeners. But before that, anything that you would like to comment on the immigration bill? Though last time that we spoke, you said we might have to wait till year 2014.
Yeah, the signs are shaping up. I mean, it's difficult to be exact about these things. Prognostication, prediction is always dangerous when it comes to political matters. But it
Right.
appears that the first quarter, about March, April, May of
Mm-hmm.
next year, we should start seeing Congress, especially House, acting on immigration reform. And they are likely to act in small pieces rather than one big, large legislation. I like to believe that probably the first thing they'll deal with is immigration from legal channels. So
Okay.
probably that is my guess. That's what it's looking like. That's good news. At least it's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm, certainly, yes. So, Rajivji, now moving on to the queries sent in by our listeners here on Mera Sangeet. The first one is from a listener who says, Hello, the embassy sent back my case to USCIS for review. It's already around 3 months, but I did not hear anything. My employer is telling that it has not set time period for processing and we cannot request status. Generally, how much time it may take. Number two, he says, is there any way I can get some status or the only way is to wait?
I'm assuming this is an H-1 visa case.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, that's the procedure that is followed, and there
Okay.
really is no way for him to check status of these kind of cases. But it does not hurt for the employer to call USCIS and see where the case is. Typically, 4 to 6 months is the turnaround time. So, typically.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, like he said, does he only have to wait?
Yeah, he can. That's all he can do. Unfortunately, the government is going to take its own time. Like I said, the employer can call USCIS customer service. They can also contact their own congressman and see if the congressman can find out the status of the case and perhaps make it move a little quicker.
Okay. Moving on now, Rajivji, to another question here. It says, I have an H-1B approval notice that is valid until next year. I have been working with my present employer for the last 2 years, but I found a position with a different company. Can my H-1B approval be transferred to this new company?
Um, H1 transfer, it's not really an approval transfer. The way it works is the new company will apply for an H1 transfer, and I would recommend that you wait until the case is actually approved before you join the new company.
All right. Another question here says, I have an H-1B visa which is going to end early next year, that is 2014. My employer doesn't want to sponsor me for a green card because they said that they only sponsor their managers. So, question is, under the current laws, what do I need to do? Is there any way that I could apply on my own, or would I need to look for an employer for that?
My guess is if you are a regular, ordinary professional like I am, you probably
Mm-hmm.
have no choice for applying by yourself. I mean, some of the more advanced categories or more specialized categories, extraordinary ability alien, which requires you to have demonstration, and it's on our website, EB11, extraordinary ability alien. You can go to immigration.com and look under green card categories. So extraordinary ability alien does not require an employer, but it's a very difficult category to qualify in. You pretty much have to prove you are the top, you're the creme de la creme, one of the top professionals, perhaps internationally in your field. I know I wouldn't qualify for it.
Oh,
Second category is national interest waiver if you are doing something in U.S. national interest. Again, there is more detail on our website on this. Of course, there is the investment category where you invest either 500,000 or 1 million, depending upon the circumstances. If you have that kind of money, that's something you can look at. Under employment base, those are the only three categories I can think of that do not require an employer.
All right. The final question here, sent in this week, Rajivji, is from a listener who says, I live in Canada and I have a master's degree in veterinary medicine. My question is, can I get a visa, a work visa, if I work as a veterinary assistant in the USA? And what should I be doing to qualify for the same?
Look at two visa categories. TN, I'm assuming you are a Canadian citizen. If you are a Canadian citizen, look at the Treaty National TN category. And if you are not a Canadian citizen, then look at the H-1 category. But both these categories require that you get a job offer in the United States, and the employer will help you process the paperwork.
All right. So, Rajivji, these were the queries sent in by our listeners this week. Thank you so much once again for your time and for being a part of our show today.
Kamalji, it's always a pleasure and a delight. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajivji.
Every other Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we host free community conference calls. Everybody is welcome to join. Some people post questions ahead of time. You can take membership in our forums. All of the details are there on our website, immigration.com. You can take membership ahead of time, and it's instantaneous. It happens right away. And post your questions beforehand, or you can just log in. The phone number and all are provided: 202-800-8394, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time every other Thursday. We have free apps for both Apple iOS platform for your iPhones and iPads, as well as for Android. Just look for immigration.com, the period dot, and the application should show up.